Dead by Daylight in 2026 where you're playing against a god. What the fuck is this? What up everyone, Hypebeastman here, and today I want to talk about the recent updates of Dead by Daylight. Now this doesn't mean by any means I'm back on the channel. I know I haven't uploaded in 4 weeks, basically call it a month or so. It's been a good month since I haven't uploaded. The last time I posted was, I believe, a post on the Spider-Man movie, which I do apologize for that. I've been a bit busy, work days, scheduling, all that stuff. And not many games I've been interested in this year. I don't know, for some reason I've been feeling a bit like an older head lately. Anyways, with that being said, I tried the update, and in a nutshell, this is the first time that I actually disagree on the entire community on both sides, regardless of how many times you can explain to the individual about these certain things and what's going on with Dead by Daylight. And knowing how the game is, I thought I could take it on, get used to it. But this is the first time in years that I feel like no matter how many times I try, I just can't. I can't do it. Dead by Daylight is an asymmetrical horror game that launched in 2016. That's 10 years ago from today, and all I gotta say is, from those 10 years, I played it in 2017, had a blast when Michael Myers was first introduced, being the first ever licensed killer in Dead by Daylight, and it was a blast. It was a fun playing because this was the starting point for asymmetrical genre video games that's been coming out, as from Friday the 13th, now the Leatherface game, and they had Killer Clowns, all that good stuff. Yet for some reason, due to the uniqueness, I just kept going back to it. It was just so fun and addicting. But I didn't truly get into it until 2023 when Chucky got introduced. And I remember talking to my high school pals back then about this, about, hey, what if Chucky gets in the game? And we were just talking about it would be a cool, fun idea. And look at that, like years later, he would finally be introduced to Dead by Daylight. And from then on, I was just in love with everything that this game had to offer. From being the first to do it, to just doing all this 10 years later, and still a lot of improvements going on, and that's happening. And despite all that I felt before, now I just don't feel like it's worth it to what it was and what I remembered. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still aspects of the game that's very fun and enjoyable. I've met some good people in this game, some friends that I've met along the way. Ended up with just 2 friends now, but that's besides the point. The point is, in terms of fun and introduction, I don't think this game really has it how it used to. It's not beginner friendly by any means. You could go into this and immediately, due to MMR and skill-based matchmaking, although they say they fixed it, I don't know, I've been in multiple games and they still haven't fixed it. But due to that, let me just say, it's one of the worst things to ever experience, when you could just come home from work after a rough day, just want to have a nice chill match, and the first thing these people do on this game is sweat their asses off as if they're going to win the Olympics. Son, you're not doing shit with your life but, playing this shit, not touching grass. And unironically, this is all they do, complain. I could go about my day playing this game, and then immediately after a match or so, or doing whatever that's part of the unwritten rule books, yes, this game has that, I'll get an invite saying how bad I am at the game, or all these, hateful messages. Like, the worst thing you could possibly say to a human being, I won't say it, but it gets nasty here. And I know Terrifier Arthicon's punk ass is coming. You got the weather change update that's coming, and I've been waiting for this for the longest, even though the graphic updates is also coming, and of course the mall map that's also very exciting that's coming up. It's just unfortunate that this game constantly has so many bad updates and has a toxic community to a point I don't even feel happy. Every time I launch this shit, I feel depressed, pathetic, as if my life don't mean shit every time I get on this shit. And I remember back then, we were excited to play these games. We were truly excited to play some of my favorite games on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360 days. Now I'm coming home and I just don't have that same feeling, that energy. Maybe I'm getting old, but at the same time, you're having numerous amount of updates, and yet you can't seem to fix the qualities that this game has once offered. And now we're going back to square one because you're too busy updating unnecessary things in this game instead of fixing MMR matchmaking. And then you ban me for leaving matches worth 5, 15 hours, fucking 24, 40 hours, however, just to play your shitty game. It's pathetic. Dead by Daylight was once a game I fell in love with, but how can I say I love it now when you have a literal god in the game? We went from having 4 teenagers with a simple pocket knife to Mr. Voorhees, which I liked it at first, but again, this game just cannot catch a break with all these L's it gives out. And then now, a literal god in this shit. And it's like, I can't keep up with the pace. It's just so many fuck ups that they constantly put out. And no, I don't excuse the language. I'm sorry, but this is pathetic. Like, this is truly pathetic. They constantly fail. Every single time they update these things. And it happened with Kaneki, now Jason Voorhees, and then this shit. This one is even worse because now you have a killer that's just basically overpowered. You can't do anything when you enter that world that the killer summons you in. I don't even know what the hell it is. I completely lost track of everything that this game had offered. It's just nothing to me now. This is nothing. But they send you through the realm and then there's absolutely nothing you could do. If the survivors choose not to save you, they could do that. If you teabag now, apparently, you go to heaven or some shit. I don't know. But this is literally the worst update I have ever seen in this game. I don't care what comes close or I don't care. I don't care about none of that shit. This is by far the worst update in Dead by Daylight. And I will no longer play this until they either bring art, which obviously they will. So on that update, or when they could finally do the weather change and the graphic changes. And hopefully someday, if they actually have a brain up there in behavior, they could actually change MMR and create a ranking and a public match where there's no rankings. So it could be simpler for the both of us to enjoy this shit. Until then, I want nothing to do with this trash. This is pathetic. One of the worst things I've ever played in my life. Absolutely disgraceful. With that being said, I just wanted to rant about that. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in so long. Whenever the time is right, I will upload. Just need something to play that's came out recently. And, get my guys on different games. Hopefully we could play some together so I could upload for more content with you guys. I'll probably do a live stream as well, get that out the way, but in terms of Dead by Daylight, you're probably never going to see a video of that ever on this channel again, and if so, it would just be that weather update, because I am still interested in just that. Out of all the things, just that. I don't care about any new killers or whatever anymore. Fuck that. But yeah, thank you all for listening to me. I appreciate it. You know what to do with the like, subscription thing. And peace, y'all.